Don't trust your intuition? This tarot reading is for you. Mary Meek, my dear soul, welcome to your tarot reading for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this message finds you in a time that you feel open to receiving these messages from the universe. So, I have been picking up on this kind of energy that tells me that there's some sort of disconnect, there's some sort of distrust going on here. Perhaps you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Perhaps you've been receiving multiple messages telling you that a certain event is going to happen, but you just aren't quite sure and you just need some confirmation. Or maybe your intuition is telling you something that you do not want to listen to at all. We are going to uncover what your intuition is trying to tell you about your twin flame relationship and see with the tarot if it aligns with what your soul has been telling you. So without further ado, let's get into the reading. So I see that what your intuition is trying to tell you here is that you can trust the ascension. Okay? I feel like you have a certain distrust toward this whole progress or toward this entire healing process. It's like you are afraid of the past repeating itself. You are afraid of things not exactly working in your favor. You feel like the foundation is not strong enough yet. You feel like you are not prepared for this next step. You might even feel like your twin is not prepared for this next step. But your intuition is telling you that this is becoming more and more grounded. It's becoming more and more stable. It's becoming more and more reliable. Your intuition is telling you that you have worked your way all the way to the top, okay? It's like you don't even realize how much you've grown. And the thing is, you're so used to things the way that things were in the past that you still feel unprepared for this next chapter or this next phase because that's kind of how things went in the past. Things didn't exactly work out in your favor. There might have been like always some figure of authority or somebody who called the shots more. Maybe this was even your twin who is calling the shots more in the relationship. And you know, it's like now you feel like you're trying to find some solid footing on the ground again. You're trying to stand up on your own 2 feet. And so you feel like there's still so much to learn, but what your intuition is trying to tell you is that you are already there. You don't even realize it. The last time you probably did like a self evaluation, or the last time you checked yourself on something like this, you probably thought to yourself, wow, I have so much to learn. And all of this time has passed by, and it's been like a lot of time has passed by, and I do feel like it doesn't feel that way for you. You feel quite surprised too that you feel quite surprised too that that's how long it's been since you last were able to realize or like evaluate yourself. So intuitively, I do feel like you're picking up on your twin's energy. And you know that. Intuitively, you know that. But I feel like you try to push it to the side because you want to focus more on your own healing. I see that you want to focus more on, you want to focus more on becoming the master co-creator of your own life. You don't want anyone else to tell you what the right thing to do is, what the best thing to do is. You don't want anyone to tell you how to dress, how to spend your money. You don't want anyone to tell you how to live your life. You don't want someone else's views or someone else's opinions or beliefs get in the way of yours. And I feel like that's something that has happened in the past. I feel like with your twin flame, there were so many people pleasing tendencies that you might have had. Like you might have always tried to conform or become something that you thought your twin wanted. So I see that now your intuition is guiding you and has led you to this point, to this point of stability, to this point of self sufficiency. I am sensing a lot of conflict though. And this really just confirms the message that I was telling you earlier about you and your twin flame not really being able to, like, maybe see eye to eye. There's something you're confused about. There is something that you are confused about, and I actually want to dig deeper. Okay, this is some pretty heavy energy. I am not gonna lie to you. This is some intense energy that's kind of blocking you right now. Yeah, okay. So what you're confused about is you don't know which path is going to make you shine the brightest. You don't know which path is going to make you live the best possible version of your life that you can. So I see that you kind of struggle with setting yourself, like finally hopping out of the nest and spreading your wings. You might have some sort of like anxiety or some fear or worry about that. And even with the 8 of Cups, I feel like there is some sort of fear to leave your twin behind. You're afraid to move forward because if you move forward, you might leave your twin behind. Okay, I get it. I get it. I see it. That is what is conflicting you, because I do feel like your intuition is actually calling you to do something else right now, to focus your energy onto something else. Okay, so this tarot reading is beginning to make so much more sense to me. Earlier, I was feeling that heavy block that I mentioned, which is why the words were also just so hard to come out. It's like everything just felt so cloudy. And when I saw this Five of Swords, that's when I was like, oh my goodness, there's a lot of mental confusion here. Um, yeah, you are afraid to move forward. You are afraid to listen to your intuition, because if you do, if you actually find happiness outside of this twin flame relationship, you're afraid that this twin flame relationship can no longer find itself again. So I definitely feel like, you're afraid to lose your feelings for your twin, and that's completely understandable. I want you to know that. I want you to know that it is okay to feel that way, because this relationship, this connection is one of a kind, truly. And it's difficult because moving forward, you might find yourself comparing your connections with other people to your twin. So there is a big fear of completely moving on. But the thing is, your intuition is not telling you that it's time to leave your twin for good. Okay, this is not your intuition trying to tell you that. Your intuition is trying to tell you that now is the time to focus your energy elsewhere. Now is the time to figure out what you want. Because I see that you spent a lot of time figuring out what your twin wants, what your twin needs. Maybe not just your twin, but other people as well. Maybe you've spent a lot of time figuring out what your family wants or what your family needs. So again, going back to, that giving, over giving, or like over people pleasing, I feel like that's something you kind of have to work on right now, and your intuition is guiding you to chasing your dreams. Your intuition is guiding you to receiving the recognition, the success that you have been trying so hard and wishing so hard for. And again, you might not feel like you're completely ready for this yet. You might feel like it's still premature. Oh, you don't have X, Y, and Z. You don't have maybe the talent, the skill, the money, or whatever reasons you're looking. I'm not saying that you don't have it, but I feel like that's what you're subconsciously telling yourself. And your intuition right now is guiding you to take on this new life. This is a rebirth for you. And what's very interesting to me with the Eight of Cups is you see that she is walking away. You see that she's walking away from this cup because she knows that life has so much more to offer her. Look at the sun. She is walking, leaving this little cup with fire to see that huge ball of fire which we know as the sun. She knows that there's more out there for her. And that is what she is going to try and figure out. She's going to try and see what she likes, what she doesn't like. And I feel like that's what you are being called to do. You are being called to figure yourself out. And your intuition is also saying, don't worry. You'll be back. Your twin will be back. You know that it'll come full circle. Intuitively, you know this, but I feel like you also know it's not going to be at the exact same time or the exact way that you want it to go. And maybe that's why you're also trying to fight it off a bit, because you want it to go your way. And I feel like you kind of want an answer already, so you can just finally go in peace. So this is quite interesting to me, Divine Soul, because you are definitely being guided through a lot of self-development and transformation. This is a very transformative period for you, as well as your twin flame. I feel like they have a lot to focus on. And your intuition, let me just tell you this. Your intuition is not going to guide you to something that will not make you happy or that will not serve you. So do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to let go for now. It's like you're walking down this beautiful road on top of this beautiful giant horse. You're so determined to get to that destination. You're so determined to get to point B that you don't even stop to realize how beautiful the sun is, how soft the gentle breeze is, how calm the horse is, how beautiful all the scenery is. So the point here is, try not to get too attached to the answer or to the destination. Your intuition wants you to have fun right now. Your intuition wants you to, again, figure yourself out. What you like and what you don't like. Not what your twin likes and not what your twin doesn't like, okay? This is about you. This is about you being a little bit more selfish this time around. Your intuition is telling you to put yourself first, put your goals first. That's what you should have at the front of your mind. And these can be any goals. Maybe you have a goal to learn a new language, or maybe you have a goal to try out a new coffee shop every week, or read a new book every month, or make a new friend, or reach a certain amount of savings. Whatever your own personal goals are, no matter how big or small, your intuition wants you to follow that at this time. Your intuition knows that whatever belongs to you, no matter how many times this thing is removed from your life, it will always be tethered to you and it will always come back. And your intuition wants you to trust in that so that you no longer spend so much time, effort, and energy in fear trying to hold on to whatever feelings you still have for your twin. And focusing that energy into the things that make you happy, into what makes you feel free. Put all of that energy into your light. So this is all that I am seeing for you right now, Divine Soul. This is what your intuition is trying to tell you. Now, if you would like to join me in the extended reading, where we are going to look at something that you may be ignoring right now in regards to this relationship, I will leave the link below. Thank you so much for joining me, and blessed be.